Right now, Metro Council is fine-tuning the budget, deciding exactly where all of that money is going to go. Well, a big player in that conversation is Councilman Kevin Kramer, who represents District 11. You see it right here on your screen. Councilman Kramer is the vice chair of the Budget Committee, so perfect guy to ask. Where do we stand right now in this big process of finalizing the budget?
We are deep in the thick of it. We've heard from all the different departments about what their needs are and how that matches up with what the mayor had originally proposed. And we are, at this point, trying to sift through and figure out, are there savings to be had in this particular portion of the budget? And if so, how do we then use what we've saved in some other areas? As is always the case, we have more ideas about where we'd like to spend money than we have money to spend right now. So we've got some work to do to
It's kind of how it goes, right?
It is absolutely how it goes, yes.
So what happens when someone raises their hand and says, wait a second, I think we need money over here? They want to propose a change or an amendment.
Well, the first thing, again, we're in the thick of the negotiations. So if someone wants to add an idea or propose a project, they would reach out to myself or Councilman Blackwell. He's the chair of the committee. And then we would sit down and look at and say, where are we going to get the money to pay for that? Mm-hmm. And if we give this department or that department an amount of money, would they have the resources to be able to spend it, right? So if we give more money to say parks than parks is able to spend, then that money would end up just sitting in parks. And there's really no reason for us to do that. So we learned several years ago that we need to be a bit more careful. And so we'll take a really good hard look at what that department thinks they can accomplish. And again, that was the whole point of the meetings, the hearings that we just finished. We finished over a month of hearings where each department came in and told us, this is where we are, this is what's going on, and this is what we think we can accomplish if we have all the resources we'd like.
So you have been listening to these ideas, these proposed amendments and changes, but now you're kind of toward the end of it. So what does come next?
Very much towards the end of it. We have to figure out at this point which items we think we could withhold the money from and then where that money would be spent. There are, again, as is always the case, council members have several ideas about things they'd like to do. There are more things we'd like to do than we have revenue to do. So we'll have to go through that list and figure out, so which ones can we add and how do we go from here?
That's kind of how it goes these days. Okay, well, Councilman, good luck. You've got, a week and a half left?
Yes, ma'am. We'll vote on the Budget Committee will take a vote a week from today, and then the council in total will take a vote on Thursday. We are required by law to pass the budget by the end of June.
Okay, well, coming right up. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I know you're very busy, so we appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Happy to be here.